We intend to fix our country, our bridges, our roadways. We can't be in an environmental process for 15 years if a bridge is going to be falling down or if a highway is crumbling.
President Trump referring to his commitment to infrastructure spending. This as Senate Democrats have just unveiled a $1 trillion infrastructure spending bill of their own. Republican Congressman Bill Shuster is for an infrastructure bill. But Congressman, I guess the biggest question obviously is how do we pay for this thing? And you hear the public-private kind of thing. But I also heard Wilbur Ross during his confirmation hearing kind of say we need to get this done ASAP and not mess around too much with being cute on payment.
Well, I think that's a very important question, because if it's not paid for, if it's not fiscally responsible, it's just not going to make it through this Congress. I think that we have an opportunity going through this tax reform that's a high priority for not only the President but for the Congress, is we can find the dollars to put it forward to do a significant infrastructure bill to rebuild roads, bridges, and you name the infrastructure in this country. It's in need of investment.
The American Society of Civil Engineers say our infrastructure, bridges, tunnels, roads, need $3.9 trillion worth of repair. The American public wants this done ASAP. Would Republicans dare stand in the way of a President Donald Trump trying to get this done because they're concerned about near-term monetary issues rather than long-term opportunities from having beautiful roads and highways to grow an economy?
Well, we need to make these investments, but we really have to be fiscally responsible. I think we've seen the last president, when he put forth the stimulus plan, it was misspent money, misused, and it wasn't spent for, and just drove up the national debt. So we have to be responsible. I think there are ways we can find these dollars to do it responsibly, and one of the big pieces of it is that President Trump signing today the environmental review process, streamlining it. That's what we need to do with the reforms in the Congress, to make sure these projects move faster, because time is money.
What about the notion of the repatriation tax, maybe some window, 6 months or so, bring it down all the way, maybe 5%, certainly under 10%, lower some of that $2.5 trillion back with the caveat that a portion of it goes to infrastructure spending. That's been thrown out there. It's not necessarily new, but people think it can work. Would that go a long ways towards filling that gap that you're concerned about?
Yeah, I think it would. There's $2 or $3 trillion overseas. Bringing that money back, dedicating it to infrastructure is certainly one of the things that's on the table. And I know many people have talked. My good friend Rand Paul in the Senate has talked about that being one of the solutions. So, look, I think we should be open to looking at everything that's available to us, because we have a real need in this country, and the American people know it, to invest in our infrastructure, to build a 21st century infrastructure.
Representative Shuster, how do we safeguard the taxpayer money once it leaves the federal government's hands and gets into these state coffers? Because that's where the Obama plan really went awry. I mean, states took the money and did whatever they wanted with it. And, they were the ones who said they had all this shovel-ready stuff ready to go. But how do we make sure we get rid of the bureaucratic malaise out there and the opportunism that we've seen from these states and these other locales?
Well, look, we have a partnership with the states and the locals in building infrastructure in this country. Federal dollars should be targeted towards the regional and national projects that really help the nation. And I think over the last couple of years, the states have learned that shovel-ready means shovel-ready. And those are the kinds of projects we have to look for and focus to. But the states are really a partner here. We spend the money we spend in this country, right, over $35 billion in the federal level, but that's doubled with the state and local funding every year. So again, we got to work closely with these partners to get these jobs done.
All right. Well, there's a sense of urgency. Sir, thank you very much for coming on the show.